everyone, today I would like to introduce Dia Boutique Enterprise. This business is a sole proprietorship where the owner is involved in both manufacturing and selling their own product. Dia Boutique is located at the Curve Mall in Mutiara Damansara, Petaling Jaya. Dia Boutique specializes in selling high quality, comfortable and trendy casual wear. They also focus on shawl and blouse. Their working hour is 8 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Moving on to assignment protocol. In week 12, we begin with the team discussions. Then we selected our business for analysis and planned our fieldwork. After gathering the information, we started working on the first part of the report, which is the business overview. Moving on to week 13, we focus on report writing, which include analyzing the product costing and preparing the job cost card. Then, in week 15, we continue and complete the report sections on product costing and the job cost card. After that, we move to writing our reflections and conclusions. At the same time, we've also prepared for our presentations by creating Canvas slides, filming the presentations, and editing the final video. Move to analyzing product costing. Both boutique and factory operate from Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Each product is estimated to have a production volume of 400 units. Now, let's begin with direct materials. For the shawl, we use 480 meters of chiffon priced at Rm7 per meter and 480 meters of silk at Rm15 per meter. Additionally, 2,400 rolls of thread are used, each costing Rm6. For the blouse, the main material is cotton, which is 800 meters at Rm10 per meter, along with 2,800 thread rolls at Rm6 each. Now, for the direct labor cost, producing shawls involves 180 hours of cutting at Rm5 per hour and sewing at Rm8 per hour. Blouse production is slightly more costly, with 180 hours of cutting at Rm7 per hour and sewing at Rm10 per hour. Moving on to direct expenses, both products require a special cutting machines, costing Rm3000 and a sewing machines at Rm2500. Shawl production uses 240 machine hours, while blouse production takes up 384 hours. As for indirect materials, shawl use 400 packets of beads at Rm4 each. Blouses require 400 packets of buttons costing Rm9 per packet. Next is indirect labor and other overhead costs. Supervisor salaries total Rm6,000 and cleaner wages comes to Rm5,100. Both are shared across the two products. Electricity costs amount to Rm1,800 and the factory rental is Rm6,000. Delivery costs are at Rm25 per unit for shawls and Rm40 per unit for blouses. Finally, a 20% profit margin is applied to both products.
To calculate the computation of overhead, we first need to find the total amount of budgeted overhead and budgeted basis. The budgeted overhead is calculated by total of number production overhead costs. Then, we find the budgeted basis. which is in this case the machine hours, which are estimated by the owners based on the previous data. Finally, we use the traditional method, which is single blanket rate. Based on this method, we calculate by the total number of production overhead for both shawl and blouse is divided by the total number of budgeted basis for both shawl and blouse, and then we multiply it by each of their own.
Now, for the shawl batch cost card, let's start with direct material. We have allocated 3,360 for chiffon, 7,200 ringgit for silk, and 40,400 ringgit for thread, and it costs 24,960 ringgit. Next, we move to direct labor. The labor cost for cutting the fabric is 900 ringgit. For sewing, is 1,440 ringgit. In total, our direct labor cost for this batch is 2,340 ringgit. We also have direct expenses. We incurred 3,000 ringgit for the use of special cutting machine and 2,500 ringgit for a special sewing machine. Our total direct expenses amount to 5,500 ringgit. Next, make it our prime cost is 32,800 ringgit. Moving on, we have production overhead, which is machine hours, amounting 1,075 ringgit. Our total production cost for this batch of shawls is 33,875 ringgit. Beyond the factory floor, we have non-production overhead, which is delivery cost, total 25 ringgit. Our total cost for this shawls is 33,900 ringgit. We aim for a specific profit margin on our products. Profit 20/80 multiplied by the total cost, and we get the 8,475 ringgit. Make it our selling price is 42,370 ringgit.
The blouse batch cost card outlines the total cost and selling price for a batch of blouses. The direct material cost amount to 24,800 ringgit, which includes 8,000 ringgit for cotton and 60,800 ringgit for thread. Direct labor cost total 3,060 ringgit, comprising 1,260 ringgit for cutting and 1,800 ringgit for sewing. Additionally, direct expenses are 5,500 ringgit, which cover the use of special cutting machine 3,000 ringgit and a special sewing machine 2,500 ringgit. This brings the prime cost to 30,360 ringgit. Production overhead for machine hours at another 1,720 ringgit, resulting in a total production cost of 35,080 ringgit. A further 40 ringgit is included as a non-production overhead for delivery, making the total cost 35,120 ringgit. A profit of 8,780 ringgit is calculated using formula 20/80 multiplied by 35,120 ringgit. Therefore, the final selling price for the batch is 43,900 ringgit.
Throughout this assignment, I noticed an improvement in my communication skill, especially when presenting ideas to my group members. I also became more comfortable in asking questions to my lecturer, which helped me deepen my understanding of the topic. I learned to actively listen and make compromises when needed. Sharing responsibilities definitely made this more enjoyable.
I believe this experience has brought many benefits, especially in helping me to understand the topic more clearly. It has also improved my social skills, as we work together as a team to achieve the same goals in the assignments. Besides, sharing ideas and applying them in our work was a great way to know different perspectives, and it can also expand my knowledge. In my opinion, what I learned from this group assignment are how to make job costing by applying what I have learned in class. Also, I gain more knowledge from my helpful teammates who teach me few parts that I barely understand.
In my experience, this assignment allowed me to understand how to set the appropriate price for each product on the job cost card. Besides, when I did work with my group mates, I noticed that I have lack of skills in my calculation, and there is when they help me through it. I believe that this assignment helped me to sharpen my skills to be better in the future. Moving on, let's talk about future improvement for our operation. First, optimize our inventory and stock management. This ensures our stock levels are always accurate, making future purchasing easier and more cost-effective by avoiding unnecessary expenses. Secondly, we'll be focusing on enhancing our production process and staff training. Regularly reviewing and analyzing our production steps help us pinpoint areas where time, materials, or labor might be wasted. This means we can reduce costs while still maintaining product quality.
In conclusion, this assignment highlighted the importance of job costing in managing business expenses effectively. Accurate cost tracking helps business set the right price, detect problems early, and avoid losses from incorrect calculation. Overall, it emphasized how good cost management supports smooth operation, business growth, and smarter decision making.